Welcome back. We are discussing the history of Indian real estate, and envisage we are also identifying the marketplace demand and supply, how the real estate markets emerged in India, what were those milestone events had happened and historical events had happened in Indian real estate. And this is very important for our next generation to understand that how the real estate has emerged and what are those parameters and what are those fundamental principles which drives the real estate trends in our country. Coming back, I was talking about in the last episode about how the K. Raja and Pieta and other people started this. In 1971, my father, Mr. Murari Chaturvedi, who started the newspaper called Accommodation Times. In 1974, during the emergency dam, we have to stop it, and then it was restarted in 1986. In 1976, that was the year where the government of India has imposed one very draconian act, that was Urban Land Ceiling Act, which was abolished and then it was scrapped and repealed till 2000. And in Maharashtra and one or two states were the only state which has dragged it to 2008 2009. But it was all the untiring effort of Dr. Niranjan Hirandani, who has fought on various platforms to eradicate and repeal this Urban Land Ceiling Act. It was, I'm not going into detail, you can read it on Google that what was the Urban Land Ceiling Act and all that. In 1981, that was the year where the income tax department has made it is a base year for all capital gain tax purposes, and very recently it has now base year is now year 2000. But 1981 rate was the year for capital gain purposes, the base year. When in 1984 the stamp duty ready reckoner started in, I think, 88, 89, where the government started, and elsewhere in the country where the circle rates, or we call it stamp duty ready reckoner rates, were were published by various state governments, because housing is a state subject and all the stamp duties were imposed. It was too high a stamp duty, almost 10%, 9 to 10% in Maharashtra. Then it has reduced to almost 6% now. Jayant Patil was the first finance minister in Maharashtra who has reduced the stamp duty ad valorem rate to 5% and 4%. Now again it is 6%, and the ready reckoner value always rise. I don't know what is the rationale behind that increasing. Sometimes it has to decrease also. And in Bihar, it was almost 14% the stamp duty ready reckoner rate for the property valuation. So it was a whoopingly high taxation, and for the purpose of this. Then I will talk about later on the service tax and GST. In 1991, that was the era where for the first time in the country, the TDR concept came in, transfer of development right. There are three types of TDR. One is heritage, one is slum, and one is this road TDR. Now, and that was also the credit goes to Dr. Niranjan Hirandani, who has actually bought the concept in India for TDR concept, the global TDR concept in Sidco, where the Navi Mumbai had started a global TDR system, and now almost 84 cities in the country is following the TDR concept, and various towns and villages are following the TDR concept. That was the 1991. 94, the year where 94 and 95, where the Harshad Mehta had started, the Bombay Stock Exchange has touched the highest peak of 6,000 points, and people were earning great amount of money in the stock exchange. and that money started pouring in into the real estate. Black and white ratio of paying the purchase consideration was very high at that time, and sometime it went to almost 50% of the purchase consideration was that the people used to pay in cash or unaccounted cash, whatever you call it. But then slowly um, it had reduced the capacity of a person to purchase it. 2001, I'm just going faster because there are a lot of events which I want to come. 1999 was the age or the um, year where the ICICI has come in a big way as a housing finance company, and then the entire game has changed after 1999 once the ICICI came into the competition. And what happened next, I'll tell you, very interesting. Be with me for the next episode. Thank you.